Thank you very much, Perm. It's an honor to be here. First and foremost, I'd like to thank everybody for being here on a Friday night, 5 to 7 p.m. on a Friday night to get this many people here. Thank you so much, first and foremost. I would also like to thank Sharn and Janda as well. They've been doing a lot of work for the past decade and more in the community, and this is another example of the amazing work that they continue to do. And a special shout out also to Courtney Cito, who's not here, but she's a big friend of Hockey Night in Canada, Punjabi, going back 4 or 5 years now as well. So a special recognition of her research that she started in the foundation is something we all have to do. I had a brief chance to check out the exhibit. Got here late, classic Vancouverite, stuck in traffic. But I can tell how amazing it is in terms of the history it provides. It's an unspoken history, an unrecognized history. And that is something that we as a community have been trying to tell, but there has never been a vessel. Now there is one. And that's very, very important from a community point of view. The other thing I like about this this exhibit is that it's the name. We are hockey. Short, sweet, to the point, yet so profound. And that's important because growing up in Vancouver, when I was watching Pavel Bure play, Wayne Gretzky play, Mario Lemieux play, I enjoyed watching those players. But as any kid who's surrounded by hockey the whole time, at some point when you're 4 or 5 years old, you say, wait a second, I love these players, but none of them look like me. None of them's names sound like mine, and none of them speak like me. And for that matter, broadcasters as well. So at some point you start to wonder, am I simply an observer, or am I a participant as well? Or am I a limited participant? And I think as you get older, you start to realize, okay, something's amiss here. That changed for me in 1993 when I opened up a hockey card packet, and I saw Robin Bauer's card there. That opened my eyes. Looking back at it, I think it was a very important point in my life because I saw somebody that looked like me that played the game. And that was a big moment. Robin Bauer is not unique to the situation. Manny Malhotra came after, of course. In other communities, you have Fred Saskamoose, Willie O'Ree. There are pioneers in our game that did an amazing job and blazed that trail, but they were challenged. There was some significant challenges that all of them faced. Willie O'Ree played with essentially blind out of one eye because he didn't want to report that he had an eye injury because he knew he wouldn't play again. They wouldn't take another chance on him. That is a challenge and a triumph story as well. So looking at the history that has been kind of, now it's getting an opportunity to be shared. In the past it has not. And I think there are so many stories like that thanks to the UFB, thanks to Sassy for being able to highlight this, and thanks to the sponsors as well. I've been lucky enough to work in Hockey Night in Canada up in Punjabi for the last 5 years. Arnarine, who's busy at the moment, has been involved for much longer than that. And we're very, very honored to be doing what we do. Thank you to Omni Television and Rogers for being, giving us that opportunity. But I think we are kind of that next chapter of letting people know, and young kids out there don't have to wonder whether they belong or not in the hockey community, like maybe Arnarine and I did, and Harpreet Pandey, and Gurpreet Sian, Deep Tyndall, Amrit Gill, and among our team, Raja Shergill's here tonight as well. Hopefully that generation and kids here tonight don't have to worry about that, because when they see people in mainstream media doing that job, the question of belonging is not one anymore. You're already there. And I think that's where this exhibit right now downstairs is so important, because for a year, you're going to be able to share those stories. So if there's a First Nations child or an African Canadian that is having that same, hey, do I belong? You don't have to wonder anymore, because there are stories of triumph and challenge, but there's stories of triumph as well. So on that note, thank you very much. It's an honor to be here, and please spread the word about the exhibit downstairs. It's an honor on behalf of the entire Hockey Night Canada Punjabi team. We're thrilled to be a part of this.